purposes, I suppose. But we have Vividark's clan here versus Nighttime Noodles, guys. Set will be loaded in here in a minute. Quick look at the Civ draft and the map draft here. It's a round of 8 matchup, best of 5. Funky Noodles will be with Nighttime Noodles, obviously, and then Yo-Yo Dude is part of the Vividark's clan. We have offshore deposits in Dry Lake for Nighttime Noodles, and Yo-Yo Dude and Vividarks pick Mott and Bailey and Lanes. So good maps all the way around. Fortunate to see so many bands with water on there, but we do have offshore deposits. That'd be fun. Otherwise, the Civ draft here, we have lots of Civs to go through, so bear with me, guys. We have Gujaras, Mongols, Persians, and Spanish banned overall. Hindustanis, Tatars, Chinese, Bengalis, interestingly chosen. Saracens, Bulgarians, Poles, Incas, Celts, Turks, Magyars, Vietnamese for Nighttime Noodles. And then for Vividarks, we have Britons, Burgundians, Huns, Lithuanians, Dravidians, Cumans, Goths, which were randomly banned. Interesting. Franks, Vikings, Goths were randomly chosen. And then we have Franks, Vikings, Japanese, Italians, and Malay. So lots of things going on with the Civ draft. Bengalis were chosen. Feels weird. Feels weird.
Yeah, I mean, in a 2v2 best of five, the Civ draft is really covering all the bases. I'm not seeing any clear preferences from either team with this draft. I mean, pretty standard high tier Civ picks all around.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It's interesting for me. We see Incas chosen, not Mayans. There's no Mayans in this draft. There's no Aztecs in this draft. Feels strange, but hey, we'll see what they have up their sleeves. Maybe practice the strat for it here. Should be interesting.
Indeed.
All right. Well, without further ado, guys, game one. We are in and we are going here. We have Funky Noodles here with the Tatars in purple. Knight Noble 24 here with the Hindustanis in red. Honey Badger in teal with the Britons. And Yo-Yo Dude with the Huns in green. So an interesting matchup indeed.
Yep, I definitely prefer the Viridarks clan picks here. Hindustanis, I mean, they're a camel civ. When you go for that, you're kind of hoping to be facing a civ that's inclined to go for knights. On this map, Huns might do knights, but with this civ matchup, they might just as easily go cav archers. And Britons, I mean, in team games, I think they are just by far and away the best archer civ. So, already from the get go, I'm feeling pretty good for Viridark's here. And also, Yo Yo Dude's reputation in particular precedes him. The kid tore up the last tournament I cast. I can't sleep on him here.
Yeah. He was through two brackets of that, actually. Did quite well.
Yep. It was about a year ago. He was competing in the under 1200 division, and yeah, he's graduated to the less than 1650 division. I'm sure that he's very aware of his eligibility for ELO limit tournaments. It's only a matter of time, in my opinion, before he wins a tournament in this ELO range.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how he continues with the game. Honestly, it's been fun to watch. I'm a little bit mad. I didn't get to face off against him on the ladder too many times, just the once. So maybe I can get up there and get back at it with him, but we'll see what happens.
I hear a show match brewing.
I mean, not at this current time. Never know. You never know. Battlegrounds, guys. If you don't know the map, it's been a favorite around here for us. Game one, always in the Battlegrounds tournaments, and I haven't disappointed. I really like this balance change. I don't know what you think about it, Jabari, but with just having more deer and a group closer to the town center that are pushable compared to previous versions of the map.
Oh, I didn't know that it was a guaranteed close group. That is certainly an improvement because that was one of the biggest RNG factors when playing this map was whether or not you essentially had a deer patch that's close enough to take without venturing out. Um, and yeah, the removal of the 100 boars from the middle, that's an exaggeration, but there was essentially as many boars as you were able to take in the middle before, is also an improvement. At high levels, the ability to lure 5 boars or something is, I mean, it just completely removes full feudal as an option, basically.
Yeah, it's actually really funny because Hitch made the map Forest, which no one has really played much of. And Mr. Fluffy Bunny with the raid, thank you, sir. But yeah, Juicy 45 is here, man. But Hitch made that map with a bunch of boar in the center of it, actually, because everyone was complaining about how many were in the center of this one, and I actually really liked it, so we actually put it in the bracket. So
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Forest, actually. It's a very pure concept, nicely implemented. And the one time I played it, it played very smoothly. There's the little dancing around the sides, and then all the action was funneled into the middle. And it was just some nice, clean 2v2 fighting.
yeah, I'm honestly kind of shocked that we haven't seen it more frequently, but maybe we'll see what happens here in the future. Thank you guys for the follows, and Mr. Fluffy Bunny, do appreciate the raid host. Yes, I do have a beard, but yeah, not today. You guys don't get to see the beard today. Sorry. Looks
Hmm.
like we're gonna see some 1920 pop-ups here. Standard, as far as we've seen for this bracket, no question. Uh, Interesting though, Yo-Yo Dude and Honey Badger just a little bit farther behind, it seems.
They are a little bit later, but the difference between 20 pop and 21 or 22, I don't know if it's actually favorable for the faster player up. Obviously, it will put nighttime noodles in the driver's seat, but I have faith in Yo-Yo and Honey Badger's builds here. I think they will have some feudal military units out to defend in time, or they will be walled up. These guys are no slouches, and there's no way that they're just going to die to 19 pop scouts.
Yeah, and they'll have a little bit better eco behind it. They won't be that far behind, which will be quite nice. Andrew with the 16-month resubscription, man. Thank you so much, man. One of the long-time subs around here now. Do appreciate it.
Yep. And also for archers, man, I think 19 or 20 pop is a little fast. The other team, Viridarks here, is probably going to open up on 2 ranges, so they'll get to the numbers faster. Like, getting 1 range production going, getting your first 3 archers out sooner doesn't really feel worth it in a team game.
Yeah, and Yo-Yo Dude is still going to be in the middle with quite a few vills, taking some hunt. Probably just make a spearman to defend at the start. Uh, Definitely looks like a scouts build. Nothing on gold, obviously, from him would make sense with Huns. Same for Honey Badger. No, he's just gone to gold here with a few vills. So, looks like he will shift into that archer play. Does have 300 wood in the bank, so we'll see how that works. Nite being a pesky man with his one scout here, not going to get anything, but does take some HP off. And Funky starting to wall up that one side here. I do like it. Keep that side a little safer, but obviously still going to be open, not investing too much into it.
Yep, is double stable? We're seeing from Yo-Yo Dude very unconventional here. This is going to be some insane scout numbers he's looking to field. And from my experience playing this map on team games, going for like 8, 10 scouts actually ain't bad at all. The feudal fighting tends to be long and fierce.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We have both the Nighttime Noodle players going for scouts, so double scouts play. Will be interested to see how that works out. And, I mean, Yo-Yo Dude does have a ton of exposed vills that he'll have to worry about for a while.
Yep, but I like it, man. He is sacrificing safety for insane food income. Obviously, those vills are in danger, but if you're able to field way more military, I guess you don't need to worry about defense quite so much. I don't know, man. He is definitely highly vulnerable for a minute here with those deer vills.
Yeah, unfortunately, the scouts are just going to head to the back here. And, oh, Yo-Yo Dude has a very wonderful wood line for himself for now. Easy wall up wood all around that lumber camp. But Knight losing a scout to a spearman here, so he will not find any reward there. And there comes the archery range from Honey Badger.
Yep, excellent small walling from Viridarks. They're later up, and it's basically totally successful. These small walls are completely stopping the early aggression. And it looks like Viridarks is going to be the first ones to do damage here as Yo-Yo comes in with a pack of scouts, and I don't think... does Funky have the skills?
It's going to be such a tough wall off here. It's like he's going to be able to do it for now, but one of these trees is bound to be chopped through before too long, and that house is actually going to go down. So,
Yeah.
lots of Vills in trouble here.
Yep, idle time galore.
Yeah, gonna fight with them here. A couple spears show up, but damage is already being done here. One Vill at least has gone down. It's like a second will fall. Honestly, not as much damage as I would have thought. At the same time, Nite is in on the other side, but there are spearmen to defend here. And they have gotten one kill, but it was not an economic kill. That was the first Vill to go down for him there. So, all in all, looking rough. Funky pinging the mid here. He saw this action, but lost his military there.
Yep, decently even trades. Viridarks is ahead a bit in the military numbers. Just like one more unit of each type. Nothing overwhelming at this point. As Yo-Yo continues to hang out in the mid. These Vills, man, if a bunch of scouts or archers arrive here, I don't know how defensible that position is.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, he does have the military count pretty decent right now, but the scouts are a little out of position. So are the spears. So reward could be had here, but so far he's gotten away with it. Honey Badger has quite the low pop here, so I don't know what happened over here. Maybe he lost more Vills than we accounted for.
Yeah, he's down to 25 while everybody else is in the 30s. There's no way that he just has minutes of TC idle time, so I guess Nite probably actually came in and wrecked. Can we bring up the Eco KD stat? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, 251 for idle time for Honey Badger, actually, so a lot of idle time. It's 1-to-1 KD on the Eco. He's about to lose another one, though, and that's Archers maybe even caught out if Funky fights it, but he's just going to turn and run.
Yeah, Viridark's actually looking atrocious on the idle TC front. 3 minutes and almost 2 minutes. That's like collectively 10 Vills worth of idle time. Like, that's kind of unaffordable. For the level of play I'd expect from this bracket, they're going to have to clean that up, actually.
Yeah, I mean, the military in the back here, not going to do too much damage tonight now, but it's been interesting. This game one, packed full of action here, continuing, obviously. Feels like Nighttime Noodles just ahead economically, and they're not being hit very hard, taking too much damage, as Knight's gonna get more kills here with these scouts on the wood line.
Yep, I mean, it's been basically even trades, but that idle TC, as Honey Badgers continues to grow, is just absolutely devastating. The entire almost 10 Vill difference can be attributed to that alone, while Funky and Nite still keeping it real under control at just 50 seconds apiece.
Yeah, things are getting rough on that front. There are a lot of scouts over here, though, and I think Funky's going to get cleaned up rather convincingly here. And he's still open, so they could do a lot of damage here if they wanted to.
Yeah, this small group of range units is no match for the Yo-Yo scout numbers. Yo-Yo fielding 9 scouts, still just getting bloodline, so no upgrades on them yet, but still those numbers are just overwhelming compared to every other player's military counts.
Kados, I love you, dude. Your comments throw me off so much. Looks like Nite might be trying to go up to the next age. He's getting his market down here. Lots of scouts, though, and I feel like Funky could be in a world of hurt if these all come back to these wood lines, and that's exactly looks like where they're going here. he only has 2 spears and 4 archers to counter this, and he's going to lose 2 archers basically for free here.
Yeah, this is disaster. Very
Oh.
awkward quick wall, fails to make it, and this is just a very full army of scouts here. I can see a half dozen bills going down easy.
Well, we're going to have the counter here in a second, but so far it's only 2. Surprisingly, it looks like it's only going to be 3. Not too bad, actually, but still, he's killed a lot. This is idling a lot of eco. Still getting value in. These scouts are just poking away here. Nite does arrive. He is on his way to the Castle Age. So is Honey Badger, but Honey Badger is forward with what are 11 soon-to-be crossbows for a Britain player. That could be quite difficult to deal with.
Yep, awesome timing attack here. The archers are just arriving as Castle Age comes in. Instant bodkin, instant crossbow. And yeah, Nite definitely has tons of vulnerability here. The tower locks up a lot of it, but his wood and half his farms are still totally exposed to the crossbow.
Yeah, and I mean, the super low eco for Honey Badger, it was not really going to hurt him that badly if these crossbows can continue to do damage. Lots of idle time here. The worker efficiency is just dropping on this side over here. Castle Age bought him some eco upgrades. He is going camels with Hindustanis as well, which are worse against archers, which is never going to be a great thing to see. Nite is going to try to sneak away to the middle with the 2 vills. Build a town center here. +2 will be in shortly.
Yep, that's a very good TC. It looks like he will probably get it up as well, though 2 vills is kind of asking for trouble. That's going to be so easily denied if just any military units happen upon it.
Yeah, and the vills still under threat here by the town center. Wouldn't be too hard for the crossbows to make their way over there. They could, too, because Funky is over there. They could try to head in that direction. Nite may try to take a fight here once +2 comes in, though, just to limit that possibility.
I don't know. Honey Badger's looking pretty sharp with the micro here, and Britain crossbows versus camels instead of knights is actually a really favorable matchup for the archer player. I think Knight's going to need much better numbers before he takes the fight.
Yeah, I agree. Scouts are going forward on the other side. I don't know if there's a hole here. If there's a hole here, there'll be 4 full scouts here. 4 full HP scouts. Could be devastating. Crossbows have 7 kills on the economy. Looking really good with these crossbow numbers.
Yep, as Viridarx takes the score lead. They have a nice military lead. They're still lagging a bit in economy, but I think that like we're kind of seeing the Civ matchup reveal its favorability for Viridarx here. Like with any other Civ matchup, the cavalry player would stomp these archers here, but Britain archers versus camels, not knights. It's just so favorable for the Brits.
Yeah, ballistics is already in as well. On the other side, knights and scouts remaining, just battering away at buildings right now. Walls are not all the way up here either, so pressure's on here. And a dropped town center now on the wood line. Should go
Love
up.
that.
I
It's
think
gonna go up.
there's only 3
Honey
crossbows
Badger,
coming back there, but
He's been so slow to consider hitting the wood. Knight was hyper vulnerable for the longest time, and yeah, perfect timing for Knight. Gets it up. If he was, 30 seconds slower with this, the entire wood line would have been down.
yeah, I don't know if I agree with Nighttime Noodles both going for town centers at this point. They're both feeling like they're behind here, really. And Knight is just going to abandon his base and try to go help his teammates out over here. Don't know if that's really a good call either, because these crossbows are the major problem right now.
I dig this. You gotta go for a 2v1 here rather than jump on the Britain crossbows with your camels. I don't know, I think the fundamental way that you win a team game is by coordinating your military. So I'm digging actually the Nighttime Noodles co-op here. As the archers, though, I don't know where Funky's going with that. I guess he's just going to clean up the Britons.
Yeah, he's
But
gonna try. The ping was here. Knight pinged it over here, so I mean economically they're still ahead. So they're not in a terrible position by any means, but these crossbow numbers will just continue to grow.
yeah, it's gonna be like thumb ring no ballistics versus Britons with ballistics. Maybe I'm just a huge Britons fanboy, but neither the Hindustanis nor the Tatars really have a good answer to a nice ball of Briton crossbows.
And Knight doesn't have the military to deal with this alone. He definitely needs the archers for Funky to be here, and they're just not going to be there. They're chasing down these crossbows for Honey Badger, and he has to be careful to take a fight because this is a downhill fight for him if he takes it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the military cues here. Yo-Yo's going 2 stable knights. Honey Badger's going 3 range archers. Meanwhile, Nighttime has 1 fewer production building of each type. Here's another chance for them to take a 2v1 fight, but they're just scared of it, man. They're scared to go 2v1 versus either of the armies.
Yeah, they're going to get cleaned up here now.
Oh boy.
No question. This is going to be a terrible fight for him, even with a little bit of a better hill position. The crossbow numbers are not there. Going to get cleaned up.
Yeah, and they do have a small eco lead, but 60-0 military essentially for Viridarks here. If they press their advantage right now, they could crush either player at home. And it kind of looks like Funky's about to get crushed.
I think they're going to go towards Knight, actually, but look at what they're going for. I think Funky's safely walled himself in well enough to defend for a short time, and they want to do the damage now.
Yeah, they do lack siege entirely, so town center cover should limit the damage. Yeah, Viridarks very desperately, I think, needs to mix siege in order to, like, fully take advantage of their military dominance.
I mean, they have crossbows from Britons. They are outranging town center here. They're literally just going to take the town center down with crossbows.
I mean, they can pop out the bills on the other side and repair against it. As a Britain's main myself, I don't know if it's viable to take down TCs in Castle Age with pure crossbow, but maybe we'll see it here.
Yeah, I mean, the Knights are going to dive on it, too. This is going to be really bad. It's 13 vills in this town center, so this is going to be quite a big hit, and Knight is going to try to take out some crossbows with this as well. And really, the camels are not going to be great against this, especially alone.
Yep, with such a small group they're catching out here, they're trading all right for the moment. But as soon as, the small group gets close to the big ball, honestly, man, if Honey Badger watches his army, he can go the entire game without ever taking big losses. Like, this is such a dream civ matchup for Britons here. As,
Oh, a get out of my game castle coming. This is risky.
Yeah, I mean, the score is really close still. I'm not... Yeah, is he trying to build it on the farms? Is that foundation even legit?
He backed it up. He hasn't realized it. That it doesn't look like, though. Then there's crossbows here. This is going to go up.
Yep, it looked risky when he started to lay it, but now that it's going up, it feels pretty damn good. It denies so much farm, so many houses, several production buildings, and Knight's base is just completely smashed here. He's losing like 50% of his real estate here, half his bills idle.
And he's about to be out of gold. He only has 600 or so gold. Not going to be great in the long run here. Funky's trying to come across in the back. He is picking up a few knights here, but really still not going to be great.
And the continued commitment from Funky to archers here. I mean, I don't know what better unit he should go for, but when there's 50 Briton crossbows out there, trying to go for your own lesser numbers of crossbows as any other civ just doesn't feel viable.
Yeah, I think he would have had to switch into CA to really try to come back with just the HP, really.
CA
But
trades even worse for his Briton archers. Maybe CA to raid
yeah.
or something. I mean, maybe you just need to go for mangonels and pray.
Yeah, I don't know. This one feels like it's going to be pretty hard to come back from now at this point. The military numbers are insane. And look at this healing up the knights here, yo-yo dudes. All about that right now. A lot of vills could be caught out here as well. It's like Funky realizes. But Nite is going to be out of gold very soon. He's under 200 gold at that stack. Nothing on the mid control. Funky's going to be caught out with his army alone here again.
Yeah, I think Viridux has this one. I mean, I want to say they have it locked up with like 100 military of the ideal composition and total map control, but Nighttime Noodles still has the Vil. They have a considerable Vil lead, but I just, without map control and with this Civ matchup, I can't even conceive of how they can translate their economy into a military that can fight like 50 knights and 50 crossbows.
Yeah, well, that villager lead's about to plummet. There's a lot going down on the front here. Crossbows just picking up vills. Knights into Funky's eco as well. The camels are there, but yeah, the GG comes in. Viridux take game one here.
Yep, looked pretty well prepared. The late up into small walls. Pretty clean military production. Sloppy as hell with the idle time, I'll say. But the strat was strong enough that they were able to overcome the 10 plus Vil deficit they dug for themselves with the idle time.
Yeah. Yeah. And an interesting situation via Hindustanis here. Seen as very strong civ, but I mean Britain's hard to beat. Hard to beat.
Well, don't Hindustanis have like a unique unit that counters the archer? So I
No, that
suppose
is the Gujaras.
no, Gujaras get the disc thrower. Hindustanis get the
Oh, the
Gulam.
Gulam. Yeah, I suppose, but they're super weak against melee. So in a 2v2, I don't know how well that really functions, to be honest. I have not played the Gulam. So, interesting game number one, guys. We're going to load up into the Civ draft real quick. Get that up for ourselves. Cross off some Civs here. Tatars and Hindustanis picked 1 and 2 for Funky and Nite. And then Britain's Huns here, also top picks 1 and 3. So a lot of the top picks chosen already. I always find that to be of interest personally. But we're going to dive into game number 2 here. Just give us a second to load up. We'll be on a home map for Nighttime Noodles. So either offshore deposits or...
Correct.
Doesn't matter.
I'd expect offshore deposits, man. That is an incredibly unusual map. To pick it as your home map kind of implies that you're prepped for it. The farther away your map is from normal, the more prep helps. And yeah, if they're making that their home map, I think that they have a really strong chance to take it.
Will be offshore deposits.
Yeah. And unless you practice this map, you're just messed up. This is unlike anything I've ever played, man. 2 TC with the outer TC not even having access to wood or food.
It's not true. There's shorefish and there's straggler trees. Just want to point that out.
Oh, bro. It's so unclear how to play this. I mean,
It is.
It's quite possible Viridux didn't practice it at all. It does look like Yo-Yo is not queuing up. Yeah, Yo-Yo and Funky are both only queuing Vils from 1 TC to start. No, okay, Yo-Yo has it under control. Funky's still taking a minute as he's still queued in just 1 TC. So's Nite, actually. Ooh.
Well, you only have so much food to start, so it's really after the first like minute or so of gathering food where you're at with the TC production to pay attention to. It's gonna be
Yep.
interesting. I dig that Yo-Yo Dude is dropping a dock immediately and going to Shorefish. I think that is the right call. I think you continue to produce vills here and simply take some long wood here or get onto these shorefish like crazy, even though there's some walking distance. More economy is more economy, even if it is not exactly the most efficient thing. We'll have to see what happens, though. Funky gonna do the alternative. He's gonna chop long-term trees here and get a dock with some fishing ships out. He's taking some
And
stragglers at home as well. So some unique strats for this one. Looks like Nite is doing the same. And it looks like both teams have the same idea. So there was some discussion about it at least, and we'll see what this happens to bring about. But Honey Badger in teal again, guys, and then Yo-Yo Dude in green. Lithuanians for Honey Badger, Vikings for Yo-Yo Dude, Saracens for Funky in purple, and Nite with the Bengalis. What a fun Civ matchup we have here.
yeah, very interesting. I do like Saracens here just for market abuse. I mean, this is a map where you're going to be able to mine excessive amounts of gold and stone, and your build is just not going to be naturally clean. So, having access to the Saracen market is super nice. I know Knight is just a fan of the Ratha. Um, and in team games in particular, the Ratha seems decently strong. They say it sucks because it's weak to Skirm, but in team games, no one wants to go Skirm. So, pretty valid here. Meanwhile, Yo-Yo, though, with Vikings, definitely the alpha pick for water. Um, and yeah, especially with players starting with a TC on the outside, this isn't like Nomad where you can kind of decide to ignore water. If you lose water, half of your economy basically ends up stranded. You kind of need to fight for water pretty hard here.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really interesting right now because Honey Badger struggled with TC idle time in the last game. Right now, he has a huge pop lead at this point in the game, 28, soon to be 30 pop, producing very efficiently, while everyone else continues to take up the idle time. Yo-Yo Dude doing a little bit better at it here, which so makes Knight and Funky falling behind here by almost 10 vills already.
Katos points out the Bengalis are nice with the 2 TC start because it doubles their eco bonus.
That's true. Yeah, and they are a naval and elephant civ, right? So I think they are only missing heavy demo.
I'm not prepared to check the tech trees right now.
No worries, no worries. I'm pretty sure on that one, actually. I was looking at their tech tree just last night, so I think it's just heavy demo that they're missing. So it'll be interesting. Obviously, the Viking player probably gonna be the one that goes for the water. Lithuanians will have some options there, but not too clear as how good their tech tree is. But we'll see. This game will go very, very quickly up to the next age, and usually up into Castle Age, as we already see Funky clicking up here. He will be the first one. Knight there quickly behind, but they are down by a lot of vills already.
Yeah. Fortunately, actually, they're forgetting that they can continue to queue bills while they're aging up with the 2 TC play. Yeah, as Knight just remembers it now, finding himself housed. And it looks like Viridarx is going to FC this, whether deliberately or by design. For Yo-Yo, who's probably inclined to go longboats, FC makes a lot of sense. But I do worry that they're going to get wiped out on water here by fire ships.
Yeah, that's a possibility, but I mean, they're not really committing a lot onto water. Only 4 fishing chips for Honey Badger, so it wouldn't be the biggest loss. They do lose some map control, which could be a big deal with all the gold and stone on the outside here, but hard to
In
say.
my experience, if you lose water, like, it's awkward as hell to play your outer TC. Like, you'll end up having 30 vills, and, I mean, of course, there's some gold that they can take in the extreme corner, but you don't want to continue queuing vills when it's stranded. I guess there's stone there so you can castle it. It's a very unique map. I haven't played it enough to really call out the meta.
Yeah, Kato's also given a check to the tech tree to appreciate it, man. Plus 15 HP every minute for the Bengali ships as well. So that could come into play, just depends on how frequently players are fighting. We'll see one fire ship from Nite, only one dock committed to water, and one galley already out here for Funky as well. Yo-Yo Dude builds a second dock. Guessing he's going to be going for that situation. And Funky going to lame a villager here with the boar lame failing now. Not too bad.
Indeed, as Nite was brutally housed there, so their faster feudal, I don't know if it's really going to translate into a win on water, as Nite sends over the first fire ship now, but Honey Badger can plausibly have some defense out in time to deal with it, though it doesn't look like Honey Badger's queuing any navy.
Yeah, it's a fast castle build for him. He's blacksmith and market, and he'll be on his way up. And yeah, Katos, a lot of the time on this map, it's difficult to keep the TCs running. As you can see, Funky and Nite with a lot of idle TC time down here. Yo Dude and Honey Badger doing a much better job this one, getting it done. We're going to see so many vills go to gold here very shortly. Nite will be rewarded with some fishing ship kills and or idle time, but he is still only one dock as he's walling up at home. Palisade walls trying to remain safe there. It's going to be fun. I love this map. No one knows how to play it yet, which makes it all the more fun for us to watch.
As it looks like Nite is kind of winning water on his side with just one fire. Eventually, I expect Yo-Yo Dude to be able to take it all back with longboats, which is kind of just a totally overpowered naval unit. But this eco damage is actually huge for Nite. Like, these ships from Honey Badger definitely did not pay off.
Yeah, and the scouts are paying off for Funky here. He's gotten 3 vill kills as well as the villager total gets closer and closer here as we talk. I like it actually. And Funky gonna commit to another dock. I would love to see somebody go for an early castle drop on someone's island. I really would, but haven't seen it yet.
It feels suicidal. You know, the defender's going to have so many vills there to counter castle.
Fair enough. Maybe just tower rush then. Something to cause havoc on this outside island, I think, could be big. And also maybe double team. You never know. A lot of ideas go through my head on this map, but I have not gotten together with 3 other people to test it much myself, so we'll see what happens here. Castle Age will be in for Yo-Yo Dude, as it's already in for Honey Badger. And Nite and Funky are going to be behind on that. They're clicking up now, but we'll see. Yo-Yo Dude has not produced anything, as he's going to come forward for a castle, it looks like. Or no, just a barracks?
Them, I mean, kind of looks like a castle. Does he have the stone for it?
I could check, but I'm not going to. He's on stone with 10 vil, so he ought to have it.
Yep, I think castle drops on this map work really well. You have access to all that stone, and people are just lower APM than they would normally be, kind of needing to play 2 games at once. So you tend to be able to get away with some pretty dirty castle drops here.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens. I really love Saracens on here, though, for their market bonus. I think it could be a very underrated bonus for this map. So much gold. 64,000 gold per corner of the map. It's an insane amount of gold. You could literally buy your entire eco if you wanted to, I feel like, and it wouldn't change much.
Yep, oh boy, this castle drop will be devastating. If he goes way forward with it, it will hit every single production building from Funky.
Yeah, I mean, he should see these vills here now. It's interesting though because he could still just run his eco and still have access to wood. That is the only real concern for the main island is wood access.
I mean, the main island is where the action takes place. Like, a castle in this position just locks down everything. Like, if he were to drop it where the vills are right now, it would kind of pin Knight into the corner, or Funky.
Yep, castle coming up though. Oh no, he's canceled the castle twice. Funky is not gonna commit to the castle at this time apparently. Double monastery for Bengalis at home. Oh, that castle's gonna come up so late now.
I mean, this is definitely good for Yo-Yo, I think. I mean, looking at the woodline positions, this does pin Funky in, puts him in a defensive posture. It kind of, like, establishes Viridarks as the aggressors here, as they were last game.
Yeah. Castle will go up. It's not being redirected yet, so things are not getting killed around the castle. Kados, thanks for hanging out, man. Sorry you had to go to work. Forward castle for Vikings, though. Is that really what you want to do as the Viking player right now? It's the question.
Definitely unexpected. Yeah, it seems like they're kind of just giving up on water.
Yeah, and we have a 4 TC play now from our Lithuanian player. It feels very awkward. Interestingly, he has not made a monastery to go after the relics just yet, so we'll see if that comes into effect at some point. Knights are moving in here, though, and this town center might not go up. Looks like the quick walls are in, though. Crossbows are starting to be produced.
And it's under the castle as well, so those knights would pretty much need to sacrifice their lives just to slow it down a bit.
Yeah, looks like they might find some bill kills out here on the berries, but again, nothing too crazy, and they do not have any upgrades. So the crossbows will deal with these quite handily. They have Botkin. Longboats on the field. So, Yo-Yo Dude gonna shift into that area. Yo-Yo Dude has dropped in villager production like crazy, though. Lowest vill count in the game at the moment. Villager count was really good for Viridarks early, and it's a fast imp from Honey Badger. Holy crap. Alright.
Fast imp for what?
Going into stables. So, he's grabbing relics. Likely just knights, no castle in the field. Bengali defensive tower. Or castle.
And the map essentially has unlimited gold, so paladins can get pumped for days here. Lithuanian paladin on land, Viking longboat on water. Again, I don't want to just chalk it up to the civs, but this is going to be pretty dominating from Viridarks, I think. I guess hypothetically, camels or Mamelukes could take it back on land from Lithuanian paladin, but just in terms of raw power, there's nothing like the Lithuanian paladin.
Yep. Nite also up at a very good time. He also got that unique tech that I don't even know how to pronounce for Bengalis yet. So, be interested to see what goes down here, honestly. There's a really weak point here. There's Palisade Gate. These knights do have +2 attack, and potentially going to be more soon as the relics were being collected. Honey Badger forgetting to build a mill on these farms. Never pretty.
There's
Crossbow numbers are quite high, though, and defensive towers coming in here for Yo-Yo Dude. So he's going to be in a bit of defensive position. His land position is not the greatest.
It is not, but I think the team roles here are pretty set. Yo-Yo will control the water, while Honey Badger controls the land. And yeah, these archers, they're getting a good wedge in here. But, I don't know, the archer line versus full Lithuanian paladin doesn't feel like the strongest choice. I think, as Saracens here, you gotta go Camel or Mameluke.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, it's going to be fun to see how this map continues to play out. It's Gonna be Imperial Age into Husbandry and Chemistry, so maybe he's gonna go for BBC, but the Rathas have made their appearance here. Ratha versus Knights. Interesting. There are some monks here as well. Wow, even get a conversion on a light cav here. 4 monks are exposed here. Cavalier just now being clicked.
Oh boy, I mean, pretty much all of these potential counters to the Lithuanian Paladin feel like they ain't gonna cut it when the gold is functionally unlimited. Monks just require too much micro when the numbers are this high. Definitely the ranged attack on the Rathas isn't gonna cut it. The melee attack on the Rathas won't either.
Oh, he got this quick wall down. Oh.
Yeah, but he's also... Oh, I mean, Nite is an imp himself, but what good is that when the Cavalier are swarming?
He's going for Elite Ratha, so he believes he's going to get it with the Elite Ratha. We'll see how this works out. Castle fight over here, nothing particularly going on. Funky does have the lead, though, at the moment. A defensive castle on his island to secure it. Not a bad position. I mean, it's really not too far apart. Villager counts, eco, very close. Military counts, very close. Crossbows are going to come over. It looks like they're going to just take the stance of playing defensively over here against the Lithuanian player. And clicking Paladin, I don't know, only 15 Cavalier on the field, none in production. Is it worth the upgrade?
I think it's 100% worth it. It is the inevitability. It's the clear endgame plan here. You say it looks even, but when you consider the quality of the military, I mean, Lithuanian Paladin shreds everything on the field right now, as does the longboat on water. Indeed, he does need to get his houses down and his macro in order to keep the Paladins pumping, but I have faith that he will do that. And, ooh, these crossbows, man, are no match whatsoever, especially with the Bombard Cannon peppering in some splash damage.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough fight, but he's going to wedge in here. There's Castle Fire to help. The Rathas are here. The Siege Elephant has been researched and is being production now. And these Ratha numbers, once they get up to a really high number, I mean, he's basically 2 or 3 shotting these right now. It's not that good, but Paladin will be in 40 seconds. It is a 2v1 on land, though, right now, as we see 3 onagers moving forward for Yo-Yo Dude. Defensive castle at home. His castle went down over here. Treb came out to deal with that. Big fight before Paladin comes in. We'll lose quite a few of them, but he is in production now with more. Bombard cannons are flattening these crossbows.
Nasty shots there. As the crossbow numbers get so low, as I don't think it's going to even be worth it to upgrade to R. But as Mamelukes get produced, I think that is correct.
This man-made wedge over here has been really good for Nighttime Noodles, as they're just picking away at these quite handily. But the Bombard cannons have arrived, and they are going to flatten these if they continue to get shots off.
Those are some juicy shots.
Yeah, those were really nice shots. Another castle here, though. BBC in danger of going down. One did drop. The Mamelukes are diving. There's not enough Paladin now. The production is there, but there's just no mass. Elite longboat coming in for Rio, dude.
Like, there should be a water fight going on as well, right? Is Yo-Yo, like, what is Yo-Yo's military contribution here? I would expect him to be getting out some cannon galleons or something like that. I mean, he's going for elite longboat when, honestly, he has water 1000% locked up without that. He's getting chemistry now, yeah. Yo-Yo's gotta put the hurt on them on those corner islands, or else it's literally just 2v1 on land. And it does look like Yo-Yo's getting those, just taking a little time.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be too late at this point. We see the pikeman tech coming in here, upgrades coming in for infantry as Lithuanians. Not what you want to have to deal with at this point, and the siege elephants are going to do work very quickly on these production buildings. And they're just wedging in between these Rathas, up to 29 of them on the field and counting.
I think Yo-Yo has been too slow to contribute here, man. His role, hypothetically, was to wipe out those corner islands, which would have done so much to deny the other team gold. But I guess, this is such a weird map. I won't blame anybody who's not the home map for how they play this thing.
Yeah. Paladin will be coming, or not Paladin, Halberdier will be in, but that's not what you want to go against Mamelukes and Rathas at this point. I don't feel like that's going to do him any good. And like you said, Elite Longboat, not necessary. He's got a bunch of cannon galleons coming forward now. But again, they're not going to range everything. So let's see how that affects the game here, but it really feels like Honey Badger is just going to fall apart here in this 2v1. He's doing a good job to defend, no question about it, but
the Mamelukes in the mix, they just do huge counter or bonus damage. But that said, it looks like Funky is just producing from one castle. The Mameluke numbers aren't that big. These Lithuanian Paladins are kind of holding. It's definitely a slow loss of territory here for Honey Badger.
Yeah, they just got worse though. The relics are ejected here, so Onager now the choice for Yo-Yo Dude, but will it be in time?
Some big shots would help a ton. The loss of those relics cumulatively just completely neuters the total damage output of this Paladin army.
And the Rathas are chasing here, and that is going to take some big hits, but these are going to go down before the Onager upgrade is going to come in. And I think the steamroll has officially taken place as the Trebs are here from Funky. The Rathas are holding up okay enough. The Siege Elephants, the Trebs, doing the work behind this.
Yeah, I mean, in a map like this, ultimately it's whoever wins the main island who takes the game. You can do a lot to help your chances in the main fight by hurting the enemy's corners, but it looks like Nighttime Noodles is winning this game before the loss of water really comes into play.
And the big fight over here, the Ratha's in melee here. Roth is just in such good number now. I mean, they do have 135 HP, so they are going to hold up decently well. And the production just isn't there anymore as all the production buildings have gone down. The Mamelukes headed away even. Looks like they could have denied a castle, but looks like they've stopped, unfortunately. Yeah, winning water, not helping a ton.
Yeah, but this could go ultra long, I'm starting to feel, because as much as this loss on the mainland probably spells the loss for Viridarks, they do have total water control. So long as they have a foothold on the mainland, I don't know if they're going to call it.
Yeah, it's true. And, like I said earlier, lots of gold out here. 64,000 at the start, only down to 55,000 at Yo-Yo Dude's Island. I mean, could buy anything they need as far as wood is concerned. Food, even.
Yeah. The Honey Badger's top is alarmingly low. If this was a standard land map, I think that they might consider calling it just on the basis of his top alone. But on such an unusual map, it's much harder to conclude that the game is 100% lost.
Yeah, I still think they're going to call it, though. Because Honey Badger is essentially out of this game, it feels like, right now.
I mean, I guess it comes down to what kind of players they are. It's very... If they want to wait until they're like 99% sure it's lost, I don't think it's appropriate to call it just yet.
Elite Zerk is in. We have Onager in now. Could be a good hit or two here as the Mamelukes are running and actually going to get hit. Only taking one shot though. The Ratha's going to take some hits, but they'll take those out pretty quickly. Just lacking siege here, and here come those siege elephants now.
I do have the slightest fear that this game lasts 3 hours or something.
Yeah, I understand that. I feel like that could be something we see as well, but luckily we have not seen that just yet.
Yeah, because I kind of don't see Nighttime Noodles ever taking back water. Um, and if it does come down to center versus corner islands, I mean, traditionally, center is much more valuable. There's more land, there's more total resources. But on this map, I don't know if that's true, man. All the golden stone is in the corners.
Yeah, but the GG comes in.
Thank God. There we go.
Well, series tied up 1-1 here. Interesting game. Wrath is coming into play. Water really not coming into much play other than Yo-Yo Dude just cleaning up buildings, essentially. He has 37 military on water right now, unopposed right now. But hey, we have a 1-1 set. I'm not going to complain. GG's. All right. We'll take a look at the Civ draft here. Once again, we're going to be going to a home map for Vivid Arcs now. So we'll be either Mott and Bailey or Lanes. Bengalis, Saracens with the win. Vikings, Lithuanians with the loss. Interesting game number 2. We will dive into game 3 here. Just give us a second to load it up, guys. Looks like we're going to Mott and Bailey.
Sounds good. Yeah, both Mott and Bailey and Lanes are relatively standard land maps.
For sure. Kados is correct. Bengalis with a 100% win rate, and now he's actually going to go to work. So we'll see how this one works out. Mott and Bailey. Burgundians for Honey Badger in the teal. In the green, we have Cumans for Yo-Yo Dude. Incas here for Funky. And Poles for Nite. Gonna be interesting. I mean, I feel like you're the only person that I know that loves Poles on closed maps. So, what's your opinion of this matchup?
Um, Pole, I think, have the best eco. They have like 5 eco bonuses for their knights. They have the like full work giving you extra food, the full work doubling as a house, the bills healing, the stone counting for gold, and the 60% discount on their night lines once you get the unique tech. A couple of those are a bit of a stretch to call eco bonuses, but cumulatively, in just straight up nightline versus nightline, nothing beats them. Not Burgundians, not humans. So I dig the pole pick here. Incas also feels really nice. The Kamyuk should do sick work. Um, yeah, I think Nighttime Noodles have a really strong pair of civs for the matchup here. I mean, what can it be besides like heavy cavalry plus maybe gunpowder and kipchaks?
Yeah, it could be interesting. I feel like with Incas on the map, though, I think we're going to see a tower play. Just because of
Um,
the map. It's very, very easy to break through these palisade walls and gates. Obviously, this gives a very false sense of security and puts your base at risk early if you are going for a sort of fast castle play and your opponent comes at you with towers. Could be interesting, something to pay attention to, but I'm looking forward to it. As is Funky gonna push Deer from all the way over there? It looks like he is gonna push Deer from all the way over there, while heading out and taking food early as well. So, yeah, no need for houses right off the start here, as looks like everybody knew that at least to begin with, which is good. Full
yep.
food economy. Good.
Yep, and compliments to Hitch on this one. This is a really clean and interesting map design for sure. And also, it hits pretty hard with the flavor of the Mott and Bailey being a, traditional medieval castle type with the concentric walls. I dig it.
Yeah, yeah. Huge shout out to Hitch. Haven't mentioned him yet today. Just uncommon. He did make all of these maps, guys, except for Dry Lake. That was Katos' original idea, and we kind of stole it from him with his permission. So,
For, for the next 1v1 tournament, I'm going to pressure you to add Banana and/or Cornerstone, man.
well, I will have to give you my notes on Cornerstone someday.
I need to clean it up a little bit.
That's yes. We'll just leave it as yes.
I'll have to ask the map scripting people for a little help. It's very crude right now.
Yeah, yeah. No worries, no worries. Full work farming in Dark Age. Does it get any more interesting than that?
Yep, I guess that's another buff for the poles here. They get a free full work instead of the mill, which is actually a slightly more expensive building.
Yeah, that's true. It will be fun to see how this one plays out. Poles and Inca's an interesting combination. One that does make sense. I don't dislike it, but we'll see as we have Burgundians and Cumans, and you can already tell Cumans here are going to go up to boom. Second town center placement, though. Where do you put it? I guess maybe on forward here on the stone or on the gold and the wood.
Yeah, if you can put it in a place that protects both gold and wood, that kind of secures all your necessary resources for such a long time. I think it would be a mistake to put it anywhere else.
True. Yeah, the farming in Dark Age this heavily with all the food available to you does feel a bit awkward, though.
Yeah, I also disagree with it because, like, the polls bonus, I believe you get 10% of the farm's worth up front. So once you get horse collar, like, the bonus is magnified. And then again, if you can wait until you have heavy plow to place any farms, it's huge.
Yep.
But I don't think it's actually that bad to place them. It probably would be more efficient to hunt a bit, but it's a clean build so far. I actually has 50 seconds idle time. I don't know, man. It's not. We're not quite at the level where these things are going to make the difference. I don't think.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Feudal Age, obviously, fastest in here for Yo-Yo Dude. He's getting that second town center up, building it with 8 vills. Eco upgrades in Dark Age for Honey Badger, only double bid X, so not a bad situation for him. Already going to have the best wood eco in the game, obviously. And so we're getting the horse color upgrade for Yo-Yo Dude, so makes sense. He's going to want to drop some farms to get that economy rolling. No tower rush, unfortunately, and our poles player onto stone, but mainly just for the gold income.
Yep, I like it, man. He is using the poles eco bonuses up and down.
A 20... Was that a 21 pop for Burgundians? Because Blacksmith Market, and is he going to try to go to Castle Age with this?
That is what you do with the Blacksmith Market, man.
Yeah, very quick time there.
Yep, I mean, this is too quick to go into a 3 TC boom or anything like that. I mean, if this was Arena, I would say that's like a smush or something like that. I cannot pretend to know the meta of this map well enough to guess what Burgundians is going with here for the hyper fast castle.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine it's going to be into Cav of some sort, whether it be Cavalier or Constolier, but no stone income, so I'm guessing just Cavalier?
Where's the stable, man?
It's true. He's clicked up. Maybe he's just going to boom.
Yeah, I mean, it is their home map, so whatever he's doing is probably basically prepared as he's housed at the moment. Yeah, definitely a very weird build. Maybe he will be able to pull off the 3 TC boom. It just will take him a minute to get them all up and rolling.
Yeah, now it's going to be interesting to see. Funky, I imagine it would be the same situation for him. No military buildings. He's on his way to castle. Booming, I think, makes sense. Yo-Yo Dude is pinging all over the map right now, trying to figure out where they're going to attack. They are attacking this gate already, and the scout from Honey Badger coming over as well. So, pressure will be coming over to Funky here.
Yep, as the castle age might scare nighttime Noodles a little bit, but there appears to be nothing behind it. The TC is coming down, so I guess it's just a slightly faster than usual castle into a boom. A little surprised to see no proper aggression at this point still.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to get some damage on a gate with their original scouts, but that's really it. Loom coming in for Funky, which is good. He's going to wall this out.
Yep, I mean, I haven't played this in team games much, but 1v1, I found that feudal aggression on this map really worked. So I'm a little shocked to see these guys playing it pretty much like Arena.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to stick with the boom. It's like Funky going to do the same, though. He's not too worried about the scouts attacking his walls either. And Nite will be up in a few seconds. We'll see what he goes for. Could be some sort of castle play, potentially, from Nite. Maybe Obu?
I mean, maybe
Siege?
maybe a defensive castle into unique tech. I think that this all favors nighttime Noodles quite a bit. Like I was saying, I prefer their civs for the matchup quite a bit, and yeah, when you have the better civs, you do love to just sit back and take it to late game.
Yep, Kumins with 48 Veils on their way up, though. Castle at the very front of the base here for Nite, so will be defensive. See what he does with it, but second town center coming behind it as well.
Yep, heavy plow right away for the poles. Love it. Gotta have it.
Looks like we're just booming, guys. Not what we normally see on this map, really. Player 2, oh, he did delete his town center. And he's going to put a full work there. I don't know if I agree with that.
That seems possibly strategic.
It does. Does that mean maybe all-in play?
No, I mean, like, on Arena, when I play polls, I often do delete, like, the houses that I built early, maybe even my first full work. I delete buildings rather freely to try and have optimal full work placement. I don't know if that's necessary, but I get the idea. I guess? I don't know, man. It's still even not that optimally placed. I think it's an accident, man.
Yeah, it had to be. I feel like he's building a third. It just feels very wrong to delete that. There's so much room. He's got room around his castle, too, so it's not like it would be all that much in way of danger.
And that full work he placed over his original TC is not even, like, super optimally placed, so it's 1000% just an accident. These things happen. Good on him to take it in stride.
I'm sure he was not happy about it at the time, though. We did see 3 stables here. Bloodlines going to be coming in. Step Lancers from Kumins going to be flying out onto the map. And this is where it could be a difficult position. And double Siege Workshop. So, going to be a lot of things to produce here. He does have the best eco in the game. Burgundian player behind this is just booming. No upgrades yet for him. Another full work from Nite. Funky is going double monastery. Okay.
As a Nite attacking that TC is actually so devastating if you just look at the scores and the bill counts. He's so deeply behind, as it looks like he's also mistakenly queuing bills from just one TC at the moment.
Yeah, maybe a bit of too much attention to the farming economy right now. Who knows?
Definitely, he should get his keyboard checked or something after this game.
Capped Ram. So, will Funky be able to defend in time with monks? No other military on the field, just one monk. The military count's gonna skyrocket for Vivid Arcs here.
Oh, he's looking vulnerable as hell, man. He's certainly not prepared for a dozen step lancers with them continuing to flow in two stables across queued, presumably to two Siege Workshop production. This is a very nice attack from Yo-Yo here in this 1v1 on the side between him and Funky.
Not showing the Step Lancers just yet, but they'll be in quickly. This castle is being built now, but will it go up is the question.
I don't
Honestly,
think there's much of a question about it. He's got a quick wall in his vills, and maybe Funky will do it. I don't know, man. I don't know if he's the quick walling type.
does have 3 monks, but I don't think it's going to be enough here. The conversions come in, the quick walls do not, and these Step Lancers will just absolutely shred right now. Even with one conversion coming in, it's not going to be enough. The castle could maybe go up at the last second, but it's a big, big loss here.
Oh boy, between the deleted TC and honestly, I think this castle's going down to Rams.
Yeah.
I'm kind of smelling an early GG there.
Yeah, this one feels over already, just because this is going to be impossible to defend now. We only have 1 barracks here and 2 monasteries, and they're right here in the very front. The Kamyuk, one of them makes it onto the field, goes down immediately. Imperial Age behind this for our Burgundian player.
As Nite's starting to catch up in score, I mean, but this really is just a 1v1, and Yo-Yo is smashing Funky here. And just looking at the score, Nite can't be too confident in his eventual ability to carry versus Burgundians.
Yeah, and we're already going into pikemen, and it's probably going to be pikemen hand cannon, I imagine.
Something like that. I mean, he's going full eco. I imagine the cavalry will get in the mix eventually. But yeah, opening pike hand cannon seems to be the play.
Yeah, and just really unpunished booming for Vivid Arcs. They're going to have massive population lead on all counts here. Lots and lots going down. Funky even going to run. Going to put a town center outside of the walls here, but trying to save some economy here. Buy some time as we see Imperial Age coming in for Nite now, but just going into infantry upgrades. Step Lancers are 25 now.
Into a player who's prepped for hand cannons. I mean, all specific analysis aside, nobody comes back from this score deficit.
Yeah, it feels very, very rough here. Funky's trying to do some walls, trying to build some monks, trying to get himself in an okay position. Step Lancers will get in, though. Halberdier, Chemistry, Foraging clicked immediately for Honey Badger. And, yeah, the population for Funky just continues to fall. No stables yet for Nite, and yeah, the GG will just be called.
Yep, reasonable timing on it. You see you're at 39 vills when you're feeling like your opponents are pretty full pop.
And
boy,
you have
yeah.
one of them in Imp already. Just let's look at the economy right here real quick for this game. You can just see 21,000 and 19,000 respectively up against 14 and 17,000 economy. And obviously the map positioning very much favored Vivid Arcs after that push. GG's. Well thought out strategy.
Indeed.
All right.
Which I guess brings us to Dry Lake for Game 4.
Yeah, will be the last home map here for Nite and Funky. We will have Chinese, Celts, Turks, Magyars, Vietnamese, and Bulgarians left for them. And then we have Dravidians, Malay, Italians, Japanese, Franks, Goths left for Yo-Yo Dude. So we'll see how that one works out. Game number 4. About said
Yep.
3. On its way. We need a win here from Nighttime Noodles to force us into a deciding game number 5. Let's see what we have. Dry Lake on its way. Game number 4. We have Frank's for Yo-Yo Dude, Japanese for Honey Badger. We will have Bulgarians for Nite and Chinese for Funky. Will be fun to watch. See how Funky does with this build here. Already the idle TC time, obviously. Not great.
He's Chinese, so I think that like 40 seconds of idle TC time is required. Though killing the first sheep not under the TC is not perfect, but I will not criticize him. I still don't have the Chinese start down myself.
Oh yeah, it's not the easiest of starts by any means, but we'll see how this one works out. I do like the civs here on this map for both sides, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's gonna be interesting.
Yep, and I do notice it changed this map. The scout is a horse. I don't believe it used to be that way.
No, it always was the horse. We did change the water layout of this map, adding these small bog ponds. There used to be one pond in the very center, was all.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna find a video of a time when this map had non-horse scouts. But until then, I'll believe you.
I'm almost certain it did not, but I mean, maybe, we'll see. But villager forward here for Yo-Yo Dude, and we already have some fighting going on, but it's against the Chinese player. That will not do us any good there. We'll see what happens.
Yep, Funky, very smart to take a boar at second 0, basically. I guess if he hadn't done that, Yo-Yo would have taken it.
Yeah, and this is going to be a fight, but Loom is not in for Yo-Yo Dude, so he's just wasting villager HP and idle time. Feels rough.
Yeah, almost seems like he accidentally set his gather point forward. There's no reason to run 3 vills out here.
Oh no, this is purposeful. He's just trying to lame as much as possible. I almost guarantee it at this point.
Well, it makes sense to do 1, but the 3, especially at this phase of the game, is like kind of a big self-lame. It's like a third of his eco.
Yeah, maybe, but you only have so much res, and the stone is forward here. He could easily just wall this stone in. He's already taken out sheep. I mean, there's limited gold. I really think laming on this map is very prevalent.
Which is why the horse scout is a necessary balance thing. But yeah, those 2 stones on the front for Funky is actually just like horrendous luck with the map generation. Like, this map's primary characteristic, in my opinion, is the closeness of the TCs, which makes feudal play, in particular, like towers, really potent. To have both of your stones, like, pretty much as close to the opponent as they are to you is just absolute shit. It's so easy to lose stone access, totally.
Yeah, it's actually interesting because we have kind of a similar situation here for both of these guys on this side, but it's actually 1 stone apiece as compared to 2. So it's going to be really rough. But we'll see what happens. Obviously, Chinese, a very diverse civ. I think they have a good matchup here. Should be a lot of fun. Hitch, you did miss a lot, Hitch. Hitch has arrived, guys. Throw him some thank yous in chat if you like the maps. All credit goes to him on those.
Yeah, map scripting ain't easy, I'll say.
Indeed, indeed. We're gonna see a mill for Honey Badger.
Yep, getting those box turtles.
Interesting. It's the first time I think we've seen that, so let's see what that does for us here.
Yep, and as we just like watch and wait for these players to get up to feudal, it does remind me of why some people think Empire Wars should maybe be the default play mode. Like, as much as we all love our classic AoE, I think we can all agree that the first like 8 minutes of every game is a little light in the action department.
For sure. it does take some getting up to that point, but you know, this is the classic mode, so we'll see what happens.
Yep, I mean that's how it is, dude. The Perhaps the slow build makes the action more meaningful and gets you more invested in it by the time it actually comes around.
Yep, Bulgarian instant upgrade for the man-at-arms will be coming in here before too long. Nite already making them. It's like we're going to see our Japanese player go for his own, but obviously he will be a little bit worse off with the upgrade timing coming in. His barracks is not up yet either. It is on its way, though.
And Japanese have the superior men-at-arms. The attack rate is actually like so absurd, especially like versus buildings, houses in particular. Since they gave them the negative melee armor, men-at-arms just absolutely shred from the Japanese.
Yeah, this is true. None in production yet, though. Scout is spotted here. Honey Badger will lose his scout. He will know what he's up against. Man-at-arms upgrade going to come in first, and we're going to see a forward tower here from Nite immediately with these man-at-arms coming forward.
Yep, interesting decision to queue men-at-arms before the first militia is produced.
Yeah, I mean, but if he can hold and not take too much damage, it will be a better fight for him. But he will be behind the man-at-arms number, as it's now going to be 4, obviously, coming forward. We do have a range for him as well, so committing to man-at-arms here and a range is a lot of investment.
Yep, but eventually, I mean, you do want to transition to ranged units. I mean, they just, like, outperform men-at-arms straight up. I think the faster you can get to the range production, the better here. So, in that regard, I'm liking Honey Badger, actually.
Yep, Funky getting in with some militia as well. Not going to get a kill. Trying desperately with the block. He might. It's going to be so close. It'll be risky here, but not going to get it. Going to lose a scout in the process. Another tower going to be coming in here. It's going to be 4 man-at-arms and 1 spear against 3 at the moment. Not going to be great, but another will join shortly. For both sides, actually. And the fight will be coming in now with an archer in here as well. I think the Japanese just win this one.
Japanese plus Bills in the mix should take it. And that first tower is left completely unwalled. These towers could get totally cleaned up. Oh boy, Nite's aggression here looked good, but I think it's crumbling right now.
Yeah, he's going to lose his forward vills if he doesn't run here. He's losing quite a bit. Archers are here as well. Nite's going to be down to 20 pop here if he's not careful. Other side, archers, double range archers from Franks nonetheless will be out. It's looking rough here for Nighttime Noodles after those few exchanges in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, this is a map where the outcome can easily be determined in feudal, and I mean, the military situation is basically 2-to-1 numbers advantage for Viridarks. And yeah, Nite in particular is looking exposed here to Honey Badger. I guess on the side you're looking at here as well. The archer numbers are just superior. Double archer play, taking it. That's very unusual, I'll say, for a team game.
Yeah, especially in this close proximity here. It's going to be rough. The goal is going to be extremely at risk here in a second, and it's only going to be 3 archers versus 5. We do have fletching for Funky, though. That's probably what's saving him, but that will not be an advantage before long. Man-at-Arms and Vil over here with a few archers as well. So Honey Badger doing fine there. Oh, and Nite sent a Vil forward and it was found out, and he's not paying attention to it now. Not going to get this tower up. Just going to try to get it up. Nite will clear the aggression on his side. Second range now coming for Funky, but the military numbers not looking great for him. Adding skirms now will be helpful. He does get the tower up, but it was at a lot of risk, and it's just going to end up going down here, idling that Vil all along the way.
Yeah, I'm surprised he got it up, but it really is not of too much consequence at this point, as Yo-Yo is going in for the kill here. It looks like Funky has the military to push him back, but Yo-Yo's being pretty meticulous with the micro, not taking too much damage on his units.
Yeah, I mean, no defensive tower going up here either on the gold, so he's off gold completely, so it will be skirmishers. So he's got a few archers queued up behind, but he won't have the gold income to keep up the archer production for long.
Yeah, as the military advantage stays pretty stable. Viridarks, I mean, they have a small military lead. I guess it's pretty substantial, but the more time goes without a decisive fight taking place, Nighttime Noodles improves their chances of coming back.
Yeah. Nite is going to be far behind here, though, so he's going to have to try to hold defensively as best as he can. But there's going to be a lot of military on the field here, 17 for each team, but Nite only having a small handful of that, and still mixing in man-at-arms as well.
Yep, Skirm's doing work here, hardcore for Nighttime Noodles. In the absence of scouts, Skirms, I mean, like we said, they're going double archers on Viridarks. Skirms is a very smart choice.
Yeah, I'm really surprised we haven't seen this map more, to be honest. I feel like this has been a favorite in the past, and it hasn't been as well liked in this bracket. So we'll see what we have going forward, but Nite is just getting wrecked here as scouts have been added. Honey Badger gonna probably take care of this spear before it becomes an issue, and yeah, the archers will get driven away, but the man-at-arms still here gonna be doing some damage. Archer on the other wood line. Oof.
Yeah,
this is a tough spot.
Yeah, scouts just will tip the balance here so much as skirms basically just tickle them. Yeah, a ton of idle eco here in the back for Nighttime Noodles as the big ranged unit fight goes down here.
Yeah, Yo-Yo Dude just running with this though right now. He's not interested in taking the fight yet. He is lacking in the defensive armor upgrade, so fight will be worse for him, but Nite is just in such a tough spot right now. Will be hard for that to be improved, but for now, things seem to stabilize a little bit. We can check the res. It doesn't look like it. I mean, they're all relatively around the same economy right now. So I don't think anyone's going up anytime soon with all the investment being had right now. Knight's going to have to run his entire economy, though, and he will lose more if he's not careful. At least one Vil will go down.
Yeah, and the entire game, it seems like the battle has been taking place at the Nighttime Noodles bases. I guess Nite had a little very early aggression, but the total amount of, like, idle time must be so much greater for Nighttime Noodles.
Yeah, it looks like Yo-Yo Dude will be clicking up very soon. He'll be the first one, no question here. And he's still doing damage here as well as Funky's running and chasing. A lot of low HP here, but still the value is being found. Yo-Yo Dude really just needs to buy 100 food or click up as soon as he hits. And Honey Badger very closely there behind as well. It looks like Vividarks, they're going to be doing just fine for themselves here in this round. I don't know at this point, once Castle Age comes in, if Nite and Funky can hold. But, oh, Funky's actually up. So, didn't think he was that close. Maybe he used the market a little bit. I didn't really see it.
Yep, he's up, and he has a very sizable army of ranged units. That is definitely a force which has the potential to take the game back.
Yeah, doing a good job here, keeping his TC working as well. He has 44 Vils, which is the most in the game. Keeping them safe for the most part as well is quite helpful. Some scouts going to dive into the town center here. Probably shouldn't find a kill. There are some low HP vills, but will get cleaned up. Nite does have some military on the field still, getting some kills. We have the stable switch coming behind it for Franks, though.
Yep, makes sense. The Frank Archer play was not destined to last.
Yeah, I mean, he did a lot with it, though. It was very, very well microed. The upgrades won't come in for these, so he's probably going to look to take a fight here once a few Knights pop out. We'll have +1/+1 on those Knights when they do arrive. But crossbow botkin probably going to be in as well.
Yep, with Nite still in feudal age, a few Knights out on the map are just going to be so tough to deal with.
Yeah, and if at any time they end up in Knight's base, Nite will be even worse off than he is right now. 35 vills. He's quite a ways away from the next age. Not clicked yet, obviously, and still lacking the res. Funky and Nite gonna take a good fight here to start, though. Nite losing most of his military here.
Yep, and this army from Funky is just the everything for Nighttime Noodles.
Yeah, and they're about to be trapped.
Yeah, if they engage the Knights while this ranged unit army is able to hit them, they're going to get totally cleaned up, and then Nighttime Noodles will be left naked out here, basically.
Yep, Knights are going to be in. They do have +2 defense as well. There's most mixed army, half and half here, really. So these Knights alone would be able to clean this up, probably, but they have the range involved as well. Military counts very strongly in favor of Vividark's clan now.
Yeah, this is the kind of military lead on a tight map like this, which it's difficult to imagine swinging back.
Yeah, and Yo-Yo Dude's just going to grab Elite Skirm as well, so he still has 10 of them on the map. Skirm Knight combo behind this. He's going to have Botkin. He's got +2 defense on the Knights. Funky will not be able to stand long behind his 7 crossbows with this army coming forward. Crossbows are headed towards Knight's base as well. It's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, looking a little bit like game 1 here with Nighttime Noodles having, I guess, the slightest eco lead. I don't know if you can even say that with Night not being up to castle yet, but the military advantage here. How can this possibly get turned around?
Yeah, and the Elite Skirm is a great touch on this side. Forward Siege coming in as well. Yo-Yo Dude just gonna take care of the production buildings, really, and that will leave Funky without the ability to produce military. Forward on the other side, we do have a small batch of crossbows here moving around, and Knight is the one that's going to try to switch into cavalry. He does have the stables on the map already, but food eco, not great. Overall, his eco's been hit a lot, and the dive on the other side. Crossbows get just wiped up.
Yeah, this is savagery here. This is GG.
Yeah, a lot of vills going down. Funky calls the GG. Vividarks take it.
The G's were G.
GG as well. Vividark's clan will move on. We'll update the bracket in a minute. Nighttime Noodles gonna be eliminated here. Putting up a good show, but I feel like the last 2 maps didn't go their way, and it looked rough on them for that, especially that Mutt and Bailey game there. But nonetheless, GG's to both. We'll save that one, Jabari. Give me a minute on that thing you just sent me. GG's. we're going to update the bracket here, guys. If you do wish to avoid spoilers, now is your one and only chance to look elsewhere. We also have to update you guys on another situation involving the bracket. So, I'm going to go ahead and do that very quickly here. Vivid Arcs take the set here 3-1. They will advance to face No Loom Full Boom. Unfortunately, we had to do an admin decision for the previous set against LSW, and so they will move on. And the winner of that set will face King's Order in a best-of-7 finale. So looking forward to the rest of the bracket. Do apologize for the delays on that. Quickly before we cut to what I have just received, thank you Hitch again for the maps. Do appreciate it, and for the 35 months of subs. Thank you, thank you.